No, this is not a video about musical chairs. It is a video about showing you 5 reasons why stand-up desk can save your life. Now, I know that's a bit of a bold claim and a little bit of clickbait too, but I'm so happy you're here with me because the information I'm going to be giving you today is really the information that I would find critical if I was your lifestyle coach. It's really the first thing I would start working on. I would get you off of your butt. I would get you standing more and sitting less. You know, sedentariness is being coined a disease. It's called the sitting disease now, and sitting has become the new smoking. So let me ask you a question. How much do you think you sit per day? If you have one of these activity watches, then you'll probably know, like I do, it's buzzing constantly telling us to get off of our butt and start moving a little bit more. But let's just look at the typical person, the average citizen in our society gets into a car, drives to work, then sits at their desk, does their work, sits in a restaurant or a staff room for the breaks, then gets back into their car, and guess what? By the time that they're home, they're completely exhausted, and guess what they're doing? They're doing exactly what I'm doing right now, and that is sitting. So that amounts to 60 to 80% of an average citizen's day. So we're sitting far more than we're standing, and that is a problem. It is a serious health problem, and that's why today I'm going to show you 5 reasons why stand-up desks can save your life. So quick backstory. It was only a few years ago that I was suffering from chronic neck, back, hip, and knee pain. And that's because I was doing that traditional desk work, 8, 10, sometimes some marathon sessions, 14 hours a day where I literally was ball and chain to my desk. So this really didn't make sense to me because I was still training, very healthy otherwise, but my body was giving me the pain signals. You see, the body communicates with 2 different languages, either pain or pleasure. It doesn't speak Mandarin, Greek, English. It just has a really simple communication method. In this case, it was sending me the pain signal, which was telling me there was something terribly wrong. So I tried everything. I went and bought that fancy office chair. In fact, it's the one I'm sitting in right now today. I tried sitting on an exercise ball. I tried massage therapy, physiotherapy, but nothing was really doing it. Then I started seeing a lot of other health professionals, entrepreneurs, YouTubers that were using these stand-up desks, and I got really interested in that, and I started asking myself, why can't I stand up and work? Who says that I would work or you would work better sitting down? There wasn't any logic in that, so I decided to give it a shot. And you know what happened? Within probably about a couple of months, all of my pain from my knees, my hips, my lower back, and my neck was completely gone. Without any further ado, let's get into the 5 reasons why stand-up desks could literally save your life. Reason number 1, they may reduce obesity. Move a little, lose a lot. A fantastic book which outlines something called NEAT. It's an acronym. It stands for Non-Exercise Activity Thermogenesis. And that's just a fancy way of saying of all the calories, extra calories that we could burn throughout the day if we actually got off of our butts and stood a little bit more. And the second reason why stand-up desks can save your life is it may reduce heart disease. Back in 1953, there was a study done with bus conductors, half of them standing and half of them sitting. And they showed that the ones that were standing had 50% less risk of heart disease. And since then, scientists have shown that there's about 147% increase in heart disease with sedentary people. Reason number 3 is it may reduce blood sugar. Type 2 diabetes, which is another epidemic that we're faced with right now, has been shown to increase by 100% for sedentary people. And reason number 4 is it may reduce knee, hip, back, and neck pain, as it did with me. In fact, research has shown that there's about a 30% reduction in pain in joints for people that are standing more and sitting less. And that's quite frankly because it is the most natural state that we could be in. We are meant to stand on our feet. This is the most unnatural position that we could ever put ourselves in. And I think that becomes very evident with the amount of money that I spent or used to spend on these kind of chairs in comparison with the treadmills that I buy for my health club. There's not too much of a difference in price with a treadmill that I would buy for home, for example, and a chair that I would buy for my office. And why is that? It's because there is literally millions, probably billions of dollars of research that goes into making chairs that are comfortable enough for you to sit in for 8 hours, because it is a very uncomfortable state and position, an unnatural position for your body to be in, especially for prolonged periods of time. And the fifth reason why stand-up desks could save your life is that you increase your chance of dying young by 41% when you live a sedentary lifestyle. Now, I hope all this evidence has compelled you to consider investing in a stand-up desk. Now, if it hasn't, because perhaps you think, well, I'm a healthy person, I exercise every day, I want to let you know that I had that same type of mentality before as well. In fact, what I call it now is make-up movement. I was trying to make up for the movement that I wasn't getting during the day in my exercise session. So my 30 minutes of cardio or my 30 minutes of weight training, I thought that would make up for all that sedentariness that I was experiencing throughout the day. Well, guess what? That does not happen, because when we are sedentary for all of those hours, we are in something called low power mode. A friend of mine described it like this. He said, your iPhone, when it goes into low power mode, what it does is it directs that limited amount of energy that it has just to the essential resources. But all of the resources that we need to feel alive and alert are not being activated. That would be our metabolism, for example, our digestive system, our nervous system. All of these systems are on low power mode, so to speak, and that does nothing for our productivity, it does nothing for our health, and it does nothing for our happiness. Now, if I have convinced you to consider getting a stand-up desk, then what I'd like you to do is ease into it. This is something that I experienced, and I want you to watch out for it, because sometimes when we start standing in extended periods of time, we also have lower back pain. We have pain in our feet, for example. It's just a completely different physiological state for us to be in for a prolonged period of time, and we really have to ease into it. So what I'm going to suggest, in fact, what I'm going to challenge you to do is this. If you are able to get a stand-up desk, I want you to do 30 minutes on and 30 minutes off. So with these stand-up desks, the cool thing about them is they're completely adjustable. In fact, there's a couple of models that I'm going to put links to in this post so that you can go out and do your own research and find out what desk will work best for you. But what you're going to be able to do is adjust them so that you can sit for 30 minutes and then you can stand for 30 minutes. And I'd like you to do that for the first 30 days. Now, if you can't get a stand-up desk, if you can't convince perhaps your boss to invest in a stand-up desk for your health, the first thing you can do is every 55 minutes is to get up and walk around for 5 minutes. If you can't walk around, at least stand for 5 minutes. Just take a 5-minute break. It'd be great to get some new clarity, clear your mind, get right back to work, increase your productivity, but it also reactivates your body because, again, you're standing, all of your core muscles are engaged, everything's firing again, and it helps wake you up again so you can go back into sedentary mode and continue doing your work. Option number 2 would be to get an exercise ball and use that in lieu of a chair. And I'm going to suggest you do the same thing, to not use the exercise ball exclusively, but to go back and forth, maybe every 30 minutes switching back and forth. You will become fatigued on the exercise ball. When I was trying to solve my lower back and neck and knee and hip pain, I also used the exercise ball. Within 30 minutes, believe it or not, I could feel a lot of fatigue in my core area. That's great news. You just don't want to overdo it. So go back and forth between the traditional chair and the exercise ball. And if you're worried about looking extremely funny sitting on an exercise ball in front of all of your colleagues, then use a traditional chair, but invest in the best chair that you can. Spend as much money as you can in a chair, because this chair is going to be something that won't save your life, but it will definitely save your back. This is the position that we want to be in. We do not want to be in the slouched position, because if we're slouching now, what's going to happen is by the time we're 70, it's going to be something called kyphosis, and it does not look very attractive. So, knowing that you want to be a pretty person when you are 70, 80, 90, and hopefully 100. If you have to use a chair, practice good ergonomics. So that's it. I'm done convincing. Hopefully I have compelled you to invest in a stand-up desk because it literally could save your life. Please like, share, and comment. Take me up on that challenge. I'm here to cheer you on. That's what I do. Again, that challenge is to invest in a stand-up desk and for the next 30 days to stand for 30 minutes and to sit for 30 minutes. Get one of those adjustable desks that you can do both stand and sit. Again, I'll leave all of the links to all these products in this post. And I just realized something kind of ironic. I'm sitting here preaching about standing, and what am I doing right now? I am sitting. So here's to kicking the chair out from under you. Here's to standing tall. Here's to standing free. And here's to you inspiring to the spire.